A Desert Hot Springs resident has been dealing with a squatter on his property for nearly 2 years. News Channel 3's Marion Bouchot shares how the community is rallying behind the owner to show support.
I mean, slob is kind of a harsh word, but that's what it is. He's a slob.
Since July of 2020, a squatter has not left the home of Desert Hot Springs resident John Kosarev in Sky Valley Resort.
Oh, inside's a disaster. You know, he totally messed that all up.
Kosarev lives with a disability. He originally hired Jamin Hobenschus to do remodeling work on the property while he lived in the house. Hobenschus has since not finished the remodeling and has refused to leave the home, failing to pay rent or utilities.
It looks like I'm running out of options.
Kosarev lives in another home within the same resort, usually renting out his other property.
It's putting that whole place, for me, it's putting it in jeopardy. And not only it itself, but to try and recoup the money that I've already put in it.
Kosarev says he has invested up to $60,000 into renovating the home. On top of that, he paid $15,000 to Hobenschus to do the renovations and continues to pay nearly $700 a month for rent and utilities.
Squatter must go. Justice for Johnny.
We're advocating for him at this present time, trying to help him out in any way that we possibly can.
Resort handyman Paul Reed has led efforts to remove the squatter and make sure Kosarev can keep the property.
We've tried to contact the squatting party, and we've been trying to convince him that it's time to go, that volunteers and a construction crew needs to come in here and clean the place up.
Kosarev is at risk of losing the property and all the money he invested in it.
It's a disaster. It's a rent problem. It's a rat problem. It's a problem. It's an eyesore for the neighbors.
It just, to me, didn't seem right to take advantage of my situation.
In Desert Hot Springs, Marion Bouchot, News Channel 3.
Squatters are considered a civil matter, so the Sheriff's Department can't help in this situation. Kosarev is looking for an eviction lawyer to help him with the legal matter. Our own Peter Doubt went in depth on a previous local squatter situation. You can find it on KESQ.com to hear more on how that situation was resolved.